on. Okay, this is the Blzkn podcast, and today this will be another episode of our football section. Today we'll have two separate debate topics, which will be split into two different videos. Our first debate topic will be what is considered a world-class player, and we will move on and give our opinions on what a world-class player is, potentially the criteria that makes a world-class player. Because I was recently looking at football Twitter, and I'm seeing too many blasphemous takes about this guy's world class, this guy's world class, this guy's world class. So I thought, as of course, to make it relevant to the times, we'll be giving our opinions and thoughts and be debating what makes a world class player. So to start off with, I'll start off with Habib. What is your opinions on making of a world class player? And yeah.
I think world class players are players that have played in the highest level for like a couple of years, so like 2 to 3 years. They perform in big games. And they're match winners. Like they can single-handedly win a game if they're playing at their best. So that's what I think world-class players usually.
Okay, I think that's short and sweet. And he gave his opinion. I'll move on to you, Makanda. And what is your opinions on what is considered a world-class player?
To piggyback off of what Habib said, I would also like to say that like if you're in your top 5 in your respective position, and you can get into any team in the world, then you're world class. Because I feel like obviously like form is a thing, but obviously like form is temporary, class is permanent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean from that. So even if your form isn't good, maybe on form you're not world class, but as a player, if you're considered in the top 5 in your position and you can get into every single squad in world football, I would say that you're world class. But I feel like obviously in this generation, like there are not that many world-class players. That's why everyone's sort of using the term loosely. Like I don't feel like there's many X-factor players, like special players. Because obviously football is like very robotic. That's why everyone's probably just using the world-class. Because obviously like they see one moment of like imagination or brilliance, and then now everyone's just using the label. That's probably why like everyone's just using it loosely. But yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. That was nice as well. I agree with some of the sentiments you both touched upon. And I'll move on to Tony. What is your opinions on what makes a world-class player?
I think, like Mkanga said, like getting into every team in the world in your position. If not every team, at least like the majority of them, you know?
Yeah.
And then like playing Champions League. If you're not playing Champions League, I don't want to hear no world class.
Okay.
If you don't show up in video games, in big games, no world class. Like you can obviously have like a bad game against a top side, you know, but if you're constantly just not showing up, like I don't think Harry Kane is world class.
You don't?
I don't think Harry Kane is world class.
Okay.
How come? Like
we have a hot topic. Hot topic.
Bro,
no. We can go from that. That's good. I like that you brought up names. I was ready. I was gonna start bringing up names.
Yeah, like,
so I'm good. You brought up
Kane,
names already. So that's good.
Bruno, I don't think they're world class.
Kane and Bruno are not on the same level. I think that's kind of disrespectful. But continue.
But I think Bruno's world class, bro.
Because like Kane, bro, I remember like it was like March or something. You guys were saying, "Oh, Kane's better than Benzema, Lewandowski, and shit." And I was like, no. And then I went through his like stats. This guy had like 3 goals against Oxford, 3 goals against Sheffield, 3 goals against. Bro, this guy had.
He had a hat trick against United too. Just saying, but
yeah, when they were a man down and they won 7-1. Nice.
6-1.
Okay.
Whatever.
He plays for Spurs.
See, yeah, but if he plays for Spurs, he should be like playing like even if he plays for Spurs, he should be appearing in big games. And I know he scored against every side in the Premier League or something. But still, like you can stat pad all you want. That doesn't make you top world class. And then who did they lose to in the Europa League? Royal Antwerp Slavia Prague. Like that's a game that he, as a world class player, should be able to resolve. Because put Benzema in there, he'll score 3. Put Modric in there, he'll assist 3. Like, you know, or like look. So Habib agrees. Put Aguero, like prime Aguero, in there, and he'll score 3 by himself. Like just give him the ball, he'll dribble past 3 and score.
I mean, I don't know that Spurs, like maybe, but at the end of the day, it's still Spurs.
Let me use a rebuttal, because let me also use some of the criteria that some people used. Do you not agree that Kane is a top 5 player in his position?
No.
Who would be
Okay,
the
name
five
five?
better
Who
strikers.
Who would be the five?
Five
strikers?
better
God.
players. Lewandowski.
Strikers,
Haaland.
strikers.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
Haaland.
Okay, you said
Haaland.
Haaland. Never mind. We're done. We're done. already.
Benzema.
We're done.
Luis
already.
Suarez.
He's not better than Kane, but Haaland is world class though.
Haaland is not world class. It's one season. It's one season. It's one
Nah,
That's
amazing
what he
listen,
did
season.
like last season as well.
There
like,
is
the
five
guy's been bagging
easily.
goals. I mean, his
How's
ceiling
the
is
back-
up there, but maybe okay, maybe not
His
now. But
ceiling.
is up there.
Listen. The difference between saying his ceiling is a world class player,
Okay, no, you're right.
100%,
Yeah.
and saying he's world class. You can't say he's world class right now. He's not world class. World class, you have to consistently do it. He's done it in every competition as of right now, but I have to see him consistently do it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
how many times have we seen a striker come in and do insane shit for a minute and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they just drop off? We
Yeah,
have to see
look at
consistent.
Jovic.
Look at Balotelli.
Jovic is actually the perfect. Balotelli, I think there was a lot more of it, but 100%. Balotelli, Jovic are perfect examples of players who had insane seasons, then did not perform in their next level or etc. and things that happened. So I think those are both good examples. But before we go back to your Kane scenario, I'll give my opinion of a world-class player as well. So then we can keep it consistent within the argument. I believe, like you guys said, you have to be top 5 in your position. I believe you have to walk into a majority of teams. I believe you have to do it for at least 2 to 3 years on a consistent basis to be considered world-class, because you can have a bad season, but as long as your body of work is consistently keeping those levels or surpassing those levels, I believe that's what makes you a top world-class player. And I actually agree with you guys when you say you have to perform in big games, because I think that is something that some people tend to forget when they talk about world-class players. What separates a player from someone who's very, very good to world-class is when the biggest moments, the biggest matches, they turn up. They do something for their team when they need it most. So I think that is actually a very underrated element. And it's why, see, I also fall into the trap of calling Bruno Fernandes world-class because of his insane stats. But I think there is part where you have to address his continuous disappointment in big games, because it's not like it's one game. It's not like it's 2 games. There's multiple amount of big games where he doesn't reach the heights. And that's where I find it hard to call him world class, because he has the stats. He's done it for time as well. But it's just, he doesn't do it in the big games. And that's why when someone says he's not world class, I'm like, I can see why. If someone says he's world class, I can kind of see why. Because I do think he's top 5 in his position. And and he has also the stats to back it up. It's just the big games argument for me. And then obviously Tony said you don't play in the Champions League as a requirement. So, but we can continue.
You know
what you
what?
guys also have to say?
The thing with with Bruno is that his world class or like top 5 in the world died when he got benched in the Euros. That's where it all ended. Bro, this man got benched by João Moutinho. Like, at that point, you're just clearly not working, and that's the excuse that United fans usually use, like, oh, he's playing with McFred, or like he doesn't have the talent. And he had the talent and he did nothing and he got benched. So that's why Bruno is like, he's a good player. I'm not saying he's not. He's a great player, but just not world class.
Okay.
Tony, who are your 5 strikers better than Kane?
Yeah. We're going back. He said Suarez, Haaland,
Haaland, Lewandowski,
Benzema,
and Lukaku.
I wouldn't say Lukaku. I can't lie. Lukaku's not better than Kane.
Lukaku's not better than Kane, and neither is Haaland.
Only one you can argue.
Listen,
like,
you see Lukaku at the Euros?
Bro,
Kane in the finals.
Yeah,
Bro,
and
okay,
Kane only
right.
scored. What did he score? A penalty?
He scored 4 goals.
Kane has
He scored 4 goals now.
Scored 4 goals, yeah.
Where?
He scored in every
Where?
knockout stage.
No, he scored 3. He scored 2 against Ukraine and 1
No,
against
he scored 4.
He scored 4 because he
What
scored.
was the 4th goal?
The penalty.
He just scored against
after
Denmark.
the penalty.
Yeah,
penalty
1. And then Ukraine, he scored twice against Ukraine.
And then he scored.
He scored against Germany.
You're right.
No, that was Sterling,
No,
guy.
he didn't.
He scored against Germany.
Germany was
No, he
Sterling,
didn't.
guy.
Yeah, it was just.
Oh no, he didn't score against Germany.
Yeah,
He
he did. Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4. He's
Sorry,
one
yeah,
behind the
football,
golden
yeah.
boot.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
one
he
behind the
was
golden boot.
Yeah.
Listen, he
Yeah,
started off
sorry,
bad, but
sorry.
yeah.
But listen, like Tony, like
Nah, Kane's world class. Kane is world class.
no,
Bro, Kane is top 2
listen,
strikers
like
in the world.
Yeah,
He's
top
not
two.
top 2.
And he's not 2, in my opinion.
Listen.
No,
Tony,
he's
can I ask you a
2.
question?
I give him 2, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Tony? Are you including trophies in this? I'm not even trying to cuss him. Are you including trophies in this world class argument?
Nah, it's just talent,
Or
bro.
you just-
Like, It's
Oh,
just
the
how
talent.
you
Nah, you
perform.
can't do that. You can't
Nah,
do that.
listen,
You
it's
can't
how
do
you
that.
perform, how you carry your team, how you do stuff. Like obviously, Kane
Bro.
carries Spurs, but he carries them where to eighth place. I don't
But
give a fuck if you're in eighth
He
place,
had the
Okay,
bro.
most
Tony,
goals
wait. Before
and the
anyone
most
says anything,
assists in the
let me
league.
land. Let me
Yeah,
land.
in
bro,
the
but that's
whole
because he's
league.
the
that's a
only competent player. Like
In the
Let me
whole
land.
league, bro.
him and Son,
Let me land.
obviously.
Yo,
all right.
listen,
Kind
it
of
was-
finish your point. Finish your point.
first of all, let's just talk about Kane. This season alone, he was a top scorer and a top assister.
Yeah. But that's what I just said. Like, look at his
And
stats
on
of the
top
teams he
of that,
scored
even the
against.
seasons before, he consistently hit over
20.
30 goals a season, like
20
from
plus.
like in all
Yeah,
Exactly.
he can score. He
in all
is a
competitions.
striker.
There
That's
was
his
literally
role.
I know. Wait, stop. There was literally a calendar year where he outscored Messi and Ronaldo. You don't remember? You don't
Yeah,
remember?
when?
Yeah,
It was 2017.
it was
He out in the
2018.
calendar
Was it
year.
2018? I think
Yeah,
it was 2018.
he outscored Messi, Ronaldo, Cavani, etc. in one calendar year. But since he
Okay.
broke into the Spurs team, he's consistently scored over 20 goals a season.
Yeah, because he's their goal scorer, bro. Like obviously your striker
Bro,
is
and
going
that
to
kind-
score goals.
okay, fine. Okay, then
He
explain the
scored-
assists then. He's the goal
he
scorer.
scored
Explain the
50.
assists. He's the highest provider in the team. He's a striker.
Yeah,
They should be
and when
giving
he
him the ball,
assists,
but
it's
he's
because
giving the ball to
like
everyone
you
else.
see the way he plays, he just gives it to Son, and then Son runs and scores.
No, that's not
Bro.
true. That's not true. That's not true.
Bro, the
Bro.
amount of times I would see Kane just in
Bro.
the midfield give it to Son, Son would be on a breakaway and score.
Bro, he would he would drop deep
Harry
and then he'll
Kane.
ping the ball to Son and then Son will finish it.
Bro,
I've
Harry
seen
Kane
so
has
many.
more to
He's
his
actually
game
on
than
the.
Lewandowski. Harry
What?
Kane, as an all-round player, he has more to his game than Lewandowski.
It's 100%.
There are things that
100%.
Kane can do that Lewandowski can't do.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Kane can do everything that
Lewandowski,
Lewandowski
like
can do.
Lewandowski was on Ballon d'Or shouts, and Kane is nowhere near that. You know, like
But that's
His
what he
team
plays
plays
for
for
Spurs.
Spurs. He doesn't have a trophy.
Lewandowski's fucking winning trophies. That's why he's in his Ballon d'Or shout. Lewandowski wasn't winning fucking Champions Leagues and
Like if Kane comes to City, just wait. If he
Bro,
comes to
come
City-
on.
Bro, listen.
yeah,
I
if
don't
Kane
want
goes to City, I want to
You
see.
know that anyway. You
Bro,
know
he will
that.
break the goal scoring record.
Bro, he
It's
has
actually
Kevin.
game.
He's gonna
I'm
break the
hoping he
record.
doesn't go to
Understand,
City.
like,
I'm
you don't
hoping he
You know,
doesn't
if,
go to
if
City.
he goes to City and does it and wins everything, then obviously I'm proven wrong, right? But for now, for me, it's just like you're not playing at the highest level. You're finishing eighth. You can stop at all you want against bad teams. If like obviously
See, are you
your defense
including?
is
Are you?
terrible.
Are you? Wait. Are you? I'm gonna ask you again. Are you including Trivers in this argument? Because you're basically saying, listen, if you're not winning anything, like your goals don't lead to anything, you start padding, right? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
because like at least finishing higher than seventh or eighth. Like
But bro, like there are a lot of factors that came into the league. Obviously, with COVID, they sacked manager
He's-
midway. Like they changed managers.
Tony,
the playing style.
I
I'm
think-
sure they
obviously,
changed managers
like,
to
there's so
like
many.
the last three
There's so many
last three
factors.
games.
There
No?
were so many factors in
No,
this
no, no,
season
no.
that obviously affected
Since
the
it was
performance. of the team.
they changed manager before the Carabao Cup, and that was like in February, right? Is it February?
Yeah.
I think it was February. Yeah.
No, they delayed it. It was in April. They changed it in April because they delayed the final.
Okay.
But like, I'm just saying that there are so many factors like throughout this season anyway, with the COVID and
Yeah, and he
No,
was
but
hurt
even
for a little bit.
managers.
but
And
not
obviously,
even
like
still.
they're playing. Bear in mind, they're playing a lot more games this season than they have in the previous seasons. So obviously, there are
Even
a lot
still,
of
bro,
factors anyway that can affect the players'
he's-
performances. And Kane
he's
was
the
still
first-
performing at a highest level.
Bro, forget even that. He's the first striker since Thierry Henry in the Premier League to be top assist and top goal scorer. Like this doesn't happen often. I think
Yeah.
I completely understand what you mean that he's not necessarily achieving stuff in the club level, but that's not his fault. He's done everything he
Yeah.
can possibly can to do his team in
That's
that
Spurs.
situation. It's just the team is dead, the club is
guess.
dead, and I think
And
it's a little hard to discredit him there, personally.
And also
I
that
guess.
argument about if Benzema was playing the game or if Modric was playing the game, they'll change the game. I don't think it's as black and white as that because obviously, like, that's just speculation. Like, you know,
Nah, no, it's not speculation.
Hey, but,
Look
you're
at
not saying like, oh, if your auntie had balls, she'd be your uncle. You're not saying
yeah.
like
yeah, if my
that's
that
speculative
auntie had a
saying,
dick,
yeah.
he'll be my uncle. Yeah,
like
yeah.
like I feel like it's not as black and white as that. Like it's kind of just like speculation. Like,
No,
there's
but
no-
look, there's like proof. Look at the away, like the home game of Madrid against Chelsea. We played terrible, and Benzema and like a spark tied the game for us. And
Did
that's
he-
it.
did he
Like
knock out Chelsea?
that's something Kane
That-
can't.
that's-
What do you prove?
Okay,
He
but
scored.
he didn't knock. Yeah, he didn't knock out Chelsea.
He didn't do
winning-
anything.
winning-
Though. He scored.
Yeah,
He
I
did
know,
fine.
That's
he
because we're the
kept
champions
us
of Europe.
alive.
Come on, treat us respect.
You know, like he kept us
Bro,
alive
there
on
was,
our
Habib, there
home,
was
on
a
our
time when
only
Benzema
chance
had
of
like
the
6
game.
goals in a league, bro. He
No,
scored like
no,
5 goals.
That was because no. If you look at when a player plays with Ronaldo, everybody's stats go down.
Oh no,
in terms of goals.
obviously they sacrificed their personal numbers.
Yeah,
but
they
like,
have to. They have to because there's the reason why
Yeah,
Ronaldo hits
bro,
that level of numbers.
you know Benzema has more open play goals than Ronaldo since Ronaldo left.
what do you mean?
Like
Like, open
Benzema
play
has
goals.
scored more open play goals
Oh,
since Ronaldo left.
Ronaldo's from like Juve compared to Ronaldo at Juve.
Yeah, since he's
Yeah.
left. Since he's left.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I remember like I thought like when he's at Madrid, that's why I was like confused. I thought like
Nah,
full time.
like
anyways.
Benzema has
Yeah.
scored more than him. Like he's still like amazing, and his dribbling is sick. Like he's just and his passing, his like playmaking is very good because all those years having to play for Ronaldo, so he knows what to do.
no,
And
don't
he-
get me wrong, I think
like
Benzema's
I said,
world-class
he
as
has
well,
all
but,
that
like-
spark in one moment. He
is.
can, out of
Benzema-
nothing, he'll score.
Benzema is world class. We don't dispute that.
Benzema's
but I
Oh
think
no,
third.
it's Kane.
He's
Like
probably
it's
third.
Kane. Like I think Kane
he's in
has
the
more
top
to his
three. Whether
game.
you pick him, yeah, I agree. I think in
Kane has
terms
more
of
to his game than Lewandowski. Like
I
what can
think he
Lewandowski
has.
do that Kane can't do?
I think Kane is probably the most complete striker in the world, personally,
Yeah,
in terms of his whole attributes. Because personally, but
him and
That doesn't
Benzema.
necessarily-
Him and Benzema.
I agree,
are the most
I agree.
complete strikers.
I agree as well. But I mean, it comes down to personal preference. I think it's hard not to class him as world class personally. I think he has the body of work and he scores even when he's injured. Like he's similar to Aguero in that sense. Even when he's injured, he will bag 20 at least. So I think if he has the stats to back it up, we have to obviously see him in a better team and see how he thinks. But I
How
think
many
if he
penalties
plays in
did
a
he
better
get this
team,
season?
Sorry,
I'm not sure. You have to check. I'm not too sure.
sorry.
I'm checking.
Said how many penalties did he score? But I mean, okay, before we even go that, because I will divert from the Kane topic. Do you think there should be a duration gap into when someone's considered a world class? Because what I'm seeing a lot now is people are having world class seasons and being too quickly being dubbed as a world class player. A good example is, I don't know if you guys have been on Twitter, but a lot of people saying Harry Maguire is world class. And listen, Maguire is very good, but he's not world class, bro. He's not world class.
Nah.
He's not
No,
world
I
class.
think because
People-
obviously like, it's like listen, it's international football. Like, that's why like, he's just like a bigger.
no,
like,
he's been good for Man United
stage.
as well, personally. I think he's been good.
He's just like yeah.
I think that
Um,
he's at the right level. You know, like not world class, but he's definitely a starter for a Champions League side. You know, for like
I agree.
a competitive Champions League side.
I agree.
He doesn't walk into every team in the world, but he could
100%.
help most.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay.
But like,
okay.
who would
But
you
yeah,
know? Who
no, before you go to that,
full class?
okay. So what
Who's
do you want to do?
full
Like a top 5 for each position, or what? Aside from
Yeah,
goalkeepers,
yeah.
because goalkeepers will do
Yeah.
top 3. I think goalkeepers is only one where you have to short him. All right, so I've
Oblak.
obviously get Oblak, Courtois, and who's third?
Ederson.
Ederson.
Bro,
Ederson,
you know what?
Alisson.
I think Alisson's better than Edison. I think Edison's.
All right, Ederson
Ederson
has
can play with his feet,
two
though.
two golden gloves in a row, by the way. Just saying.
Bro, you guys
No,
don't
no, no.
concede. You guys don't concede though, and it's
Yeah,
not because
I know,
of
our
Edison.
center back's world class too, but he's still
But yeah,
world
but
class.
that's not it's not because of Edison though. Like you guys don't concede.
Yeah, it is.
I swear he has one of the least amount of saves in for you guys. He doesn't
The Prem, yeah.
get tested that much. You guys have the ball so much. So I think it for me, maybe I'm a little biased,
no,
but
he
I
is
think Alisson is better.
Ederson is a top 5 goalie in the world.
Yeah, I'll give you his top
Top
5,
5, yeah.
but I don't think he's top 3.
Maybe not. No, he's not. Oblak, Neuer.
Actually, yeah,
Courtois.
Oblak, Neuer,
Courtois, yeah.
Courtois.
Courtois,
Probably
I think that's
Courtois.
top 3. Yeah. No, it's definitely
And then-
Courtois, even though he's a snake and I hate that nigga, fuck that guy. But you know, he's top 3. He's 100% top 3. Like the talent is still
Yeah.
there, 100%.
He's
But
insane.
Yeah.
okay, then for defenders, what would you say for defenders? For me,
Or center backs?
Your center back?
center backs, I got Marquinhos. I got
Okay.
I have to think.
You could put Van Dijk. You put
Oh yeah, Van Dijk.
like-
Yeah, 100%. Van Dijk. Van Dijk is easy.
Okay.
I'll give Ruben Diaz as well, even based on the season. Even though it kind of disregards with my own opinion of you have to do it for duration.
I mean, when
think
you
his
win player of
season-
the season, I think that says enough about how you are.
I mean, I said-
but then
I already
you
said he's
can-
top 5.
You can win player of the season playing one good season and then just disappear.
Yeah.
That
That's
doesn't
true.
make you world class.
This is the problem I have with Man City.
thing is
You know what I have the
Diaz-
problem with Man City? You guys will actually have a world-class player every year, a new world-class player
No,
every
thing
year.
is with Diaz, he replaced Laporte, who has been the world-class center back for City.
Yeah, Laporte, the top
with
50 center
ease.
back.
Okay. Walk to Real Madrid, so stop.
No, definitely not.
I see both your Real Madrid center backs didn't start for Spain, and he started over them. So just saying.
Well, first of all, we only have one Real Madrid center back. I
Oh,
mean,
Ramos
Spanish Real
left,
Madrid
but
center
he
back.
was. Ramos
That
was
mercenary
so
was injured, so
Oh.
obviously
Just
he
saying.
wasn't going to play. And Nacho is just Luis Enrique being biased,
Okay, but
but he doesn't.
I don't think we
start
have.
for Madrid.
I don't think we have our centre backs. What do you guys? So what we have? Diaz. Do you guys agree with Diaz?
No,
No,
I think Stones is better than them.
Oh no, I disagree.
Bro, Stones is the reason why Man City
I
did
watch
that.
every City game. Like,
And I
Listen,
watch
I'll
every
troll-
Euro game. and
I'll
I
troll
see
and say
Diaz.
Stones is better, but aside, yes, he had a very, very, very.
Stones is
bad
not better.
Euros.
Stones is top 10.
He's
He's
not
not better.
Okay, he's not better, but if you're gonna put Diaz and put Stones,
Like if you watch our games, Diaz tells Stones where to be. Diaz like it's like Ramos or Varane. Diaz
yeah.
holds his hand at times.
man said Diaz is Stones' big brother. Man. That's funny.
Pretty much. Like he's helped him a lot in confidence. So like that's why Stones, I credit Diaz a lot for Stones' stability and confidence season,
Okay, and
in my opinion.
would
I'd
you
probably
guys
say
consider
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk? We already said Van Dijk. We said Van Dijk, Marquinhos, and then Diaz. Those are the three we have for now.
If
But
you're
you guys are
putting-
saying
if
not
you're
to
putting
consider-
Van Dijk, you
I
have to
think
put
Varane's
Ramos.
world class as well now.
That's what I'm
Even
gonna say.
Sergio
That's what I was
Ramos
gonna
is
say.
world-class.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you guys still consider Ramos as well to be
Yeah.
world class?
Yeah, if you put
Yeah,
Van Dijk, you have to
of
put
course.
Ramos
Yeah.
because they
Okay.
just were both out with injury this season.
Okay, and then for me, I have Thiago Silva personally, but
You're right.
He was game changing for you to be fair.
and even before at PSG, he was so good, and he's kept the
Yeah,
level. So
he-
me
Yeah.
personally,
He was solid.
So-
Yeah.
that would be my.
Put
I
Stones
guess.
over Silva, but probably.
I disagree wholeheartedly, but that is fine. That is
Stones
okay.
over-
What did he say? Sorry. What did
He said he'd
sorry?
put John
Stones.
Stones ahead of Silva, but I
You
disagree.
look at
wholeheartedly.
our defense record the whole season, and it's
But that's what
unmatched.
we're saying, world class. So it's not just
Bro,
this
but that's because
season.
you keep
Yeah.
90% possession per game. Like obviously you're not gonna have to.
But we
defend as
don't
much. It's the
concede.
same reason as Cancelo.
But it's like you guys don't face shorts. Like you guys don't face shorts. Like
I'm
No,
saying
we
you
like
guys don't
choking
face
goal.
shots like
Like
that.
you
You
No,
guys
we
have
don't.
the
We
possession.
just have the
also.
We
ball.
don't
Yeah.
because of Diaz and Stones. They cut out the shot. We can look at
Bro,
PSG
because
game.
it's like because you have like 65% possession every game.
No, it's not even like that. Because look, the way we
Yeah.
attack, we get so many players getting forward. Cancelo as a wing back, as a right back, he gets forward. He's in the box half the game. It's Diaz and Stones defending by themselves most of the time with like Roger.
Yeah,
No.
but I watched you guys.
Yeah, then
play,
you have the
then
guys see them sit.
When you guys were about to face a counter attack, you were always fouled. There was no time in which you would actually face a counter attack.
Bro, it wasn't even like that.
Every single time.
Because
Because
you tactical fouls.
they
Yeah,
either
they're
do tactical
tactical
fouls or they press the opponent so they lose possession anyway. And then there's very rare times where you guys are really in danger coming in the back.
Did you not see the CL final?
No,
Yeah,
but
I
see,
did.
that's an exception. We're seeing those are exceptions.
It's
We're
not an
seeing the
exception. It
usual though.
happens every game. Diaz and Stones have the hardest responsibility. You guys think, oh, because we have all possession. We get countered, it's them two running back, and it's our fullbacks that are already like inverted or like in the box, running back too. Like when we get countered, it's tough. That's what I'm saying. Against Chelsea, I didn't want to play against Chelsea because counterattacks destroy us. Like you guys think, oh, we don't face shots. We face shots a lot. Like Chelsea had so many opportunities to score. If Werner, if that
Yeah, if Werner
Kane
was a
steps to Werner,
striker, I like
he
we
could
would have
have
scored
had
like
to.
3. He would have scored
like I'm
3.
telling you, like we get pressured a lot. Like it seems that we have possession a lot too, but because we get so many people getting forward, our counters like they destroy us if it's like a clinical
Okay.
team.
I mean, you watch City more than all of us, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I-
saying.
I personally cannot put Stones in top 5 personally. But
If Stones
Maybe
is in
Thiago
top
Silva,
5,
but-
Varane is in top 5.
yeah, no, I agree. Because this is world class, so it has to be a numerous of seasons. It's not just one season. You get Stones has had his ups and downs too much for me personally.
Actually,
to
if Stones
consider.
is in top 5, Militao is in top 5.
Okay,
that will be
relax.
that's a fair
This
comparison.
guy has like
Relax.
20 career starts
Relax.
for professional football
Let's
in the world
relax.
class.
Let's relax.
And he is the best center back in the world currently. So
What?
Who is?
Yeah.
Who is?
Eder
He said
Militao.
Militao. All right.
Bro, do you see him locking up every team in the Champions League except for Chelsea? And then every team in La Liga, he would lock them up.
Oh,
And
the
he's-
Liga.
Very bad.
Chill.
You know what? I could play in the league. No, I'm joking. Before, what's it called? No, but
Fullback, baby.
I mean, all right. So I think we kind of have our centre back ranking. We're a little over the place, but we'll go to midfielders, wingers, and then strikers, and then
fullbacks, bro.
fam. I CBA. kind of.
Let's just do 5 fullbacks
guy's
between
killing me.
left and right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, just
Kimmich,
fullbacks, yeah, you
Trent,
can buy them.
Robertson.
I don't put Kimmich there. He plays center mid mostly now.
Yeah, Kimmich.
I'm
is
gonna
right.
count. I can't count him as a right back. I can't do that.
Trent and Robertson
Right,
is the only ones that really go into my head.
Fuck
Jordi Alba as well.
Mendy.
Benjamin Mendy.
No, Ferland Mendy.
No, Ferland Mendy.
No.
Ferland Mendy. I
What
mean,
do
I
you
haven't
mean,
kept
no?
up with Madrid.
You
Kyle
know,
Walker.
Mendy hasn't lost a La Liga game where he started?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Kyle
Okay,
Walker is
alright.
there.
Yeah, no.
For sure.
No.
I don't know Kyle.
Kyle Walker.
Oh,
Oh,
Habib's
I'll
Top
give you
5
Cancelo,
fullbacks
though.
overall. Cancelo, I can give you, but you can't get both.
Kyle Walker's been more consistent than Cancelo over the last 5 years.
Oh yeah, we're
Nice.
taking into
But
consideration
yeah, we're doing work
everything.
Kyle
Yeah,
Walker's
yeah, yeah,
been-
yeah.
Yeah,
the
then
Yeah,
Mendy's
yeah,
not
see, how,
there either.
see how Shin's
Yeah.
contradicting himself. His head's
Yeah, I
gone.
contradicted myself still. I contradicted
Kyle
James
Walker's
has
myself.
been world
gone.
class since Spurs.
Okay,
not
then
even
world class
City.
Carvajal.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh,
Carvajal,
Carvajal's a
get the
shout.
fuck out of here, Tony.
What do you
Kyle
mean?
hasn't played in like years, bro. They're fat.
Actually, if we're doing
Not that
5
fat now.
years, then it has to be Marcelo. Even though Marcelo's last
Nah,
one,
nah,
two
nah.
years,
No, we're not
Marcelo
doing
hasn't
5
been
years.
good for
I'm
2
saying-
years.
Okay,
I'm
but
saying
3 years
Walker.
before is better than any of the ones we just mentioned.
Yeah, but
Nah, but
Marcelo's not
listen,
world
Jordi
class right
Alba.
now.
Okay, I got Jordi Alba, Trent Robertson, and who was our fourth? We said someone else.
Walker.
No, I don't
guy.
think Trent.
Walker's
Kyle
What?
Walker guy.
What?
Walker's top 3
Trent
in
Yo,
is
Tony-
the
Tony-
best right back
I'm bad.
in the world. He's been the best right back in the world. Even though I don't like him, he's been the best right back in the world. Trent.
I'm trying to think who else there is.
Kyle Walker is 4. If we put Kyle Walker, that's 4. I don't know. I can't think of the 5th. Oh, you said Ferland Mendy, I lied. But then
Luke
if we
Shaw,
don't
no,
like
I'm joking.
Ferland Mendy's only been good for 2 years. So.
I was joking.
to be honest, it's hard to put a fifth
Actually,
one. I
yeah,
don't know.
Ferland Mendy, bro.
No.
Luke Shaw.
Not losing
No,
a
I'm
La
joking.
Liga game in 2 years?
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I can't think of any. That's the only reason I'm giving it to you right now.
Luke Shaw. No, I'm joking.
Shut up, dude.
Fullbacks is first. There's not that many. I'd say
100.
world class.
I agree. I think there's like
There's
3
probably
or
so
4.
many we're just not remembering.
It could be.
No,
And
I looked
obviously,
at, like,
if we're
I'm looking
forgetting,
at most teams.
if we're forgetting your team fullback, and you're like, oh my goodness, how did you forget it? Deal with it, my guy. This is off the whim. Like, relax. It's not that deep. But now we'll go to midfielders and midfielders. So do we separate this as CMs and cams? Because then it changes a lot. So what you
Are there
trying to
even
guys
any
get
cams right now? I can't lie. Are there even any cams? I feel like
Yeah,
a
I
cam is
swear
like an
Cam
eight.
doesn't exist anymore.
into? Okay,
Like
then
an
if it's
eight now.
midfielders,
Center
KDB, Cruz, Modric, Pogba.
Pogba. Thank
I
you.
already said Pogba. I said Pogba.
Thank you.
Kante
Thank
for
you.
me.
Just have
Kante
to
I
for
don't
me
know, because
personally.
Pogba in the past 5 years, has he really been...
Shut up. Shut
Like,
up.
he obviously
up,
has the
shut
talent.
up.
He has the
Actually,
talent.
he has a
Hear
point.
this.
He has a
He
point.
has
Yeah,
the
he has a
talent.
point.
Like, he
has
is
a point.
world class, but is he
He's
top
world
5?
class, but top 5. I think he is personally, but I also like Pogba a lot. So I
I
could
like
be
Pogba a
biased.
lot too. Like, I would
But
want him
if
on
we're
there.
talking-
Pogba
If we're
is
talking top
five.
5, it has to be KDB, Cruz, Modric, Kante, and then if you say Pogba, then
Kimmich.
Man said if I say
Oh.
Pogba, I swear,
Kimmich.
bro, I swear, I
Kimmich,
swear on my life, Pogba walks into every team in the world.
on
No,
top.
Madrid,
I agree.
no, but-
I agree.
Right
But the
now,
problem
I'm
is,
down this right now.
I agree with
Bro,
you.
does he
Listen, I
even
agree
walk
with you.
into your team? He gets benched by Fred.
Who?
You have to play
Who?
left mid.
Who? Him, Pogba.
Pogba.
They play him left mid to accommodate fucking McTominay and Fred.
Exactly. Doesn't that mean he doesn't walk into every team?
That says more about
Doesn't
the
even
manager
walk
than it is
into
about
your
Pogba.
team.
I said Una reverse card.
Tony,
Oh my
Tony,
goodness.
Tony, if I'm forcing you to play out of position to accommodate someone else, doesn't that say more about me than it is about you as a player? If I'm the manager picking the
guess.
tactics, picking the team. Thank you. Listen, I don't want to hear this.
But
because
listen. But before, to keep it non-biased, even though I put Pogba,
I'm
Kimmich
being
over the
biased.
last 5 years, you can't not say he has not performed better than Pogba over the last 5 years.
Over the last
Listen.
two, obviously. Even
you saying?
when did
Because
Kimmich even
Kimmich,
debut?
Oh,
bro,
man.
Kimmich is levels, bro. Kimmich is levels.
Kimmich is
Kimmich
very
is
good.
probably
Nah,
he was
fuck
the
that.
best player.
Fuck that. He's a right back now. He's a right back. I'm not counting.
No,
I'm calling my
last year in the Champions League he played
Suck
center
the
mid.
mothers, all of you.
And we're gonna sign him next year on a free. Oh,
Who?
Nah, he signed it.
Kimmich.
Oh,
He's signing.
oh, I think
He's gonna
Pogba.
resign.
Nah.
So wait, actually that's a different topic for another conversation. But I was gonna say I feel like now players are gonna run down their contracts.
Agreed.
Right, to
So
get
they can
bigger-
get more money
Get
on the
bigger
signing bonus.
deals, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely,
Yeah.
completely. But okay.
But that's
Alright,
obviously a different topic.
well, either putting
Fam,
Kimmich or Pogba.
Pogba's,
So,
Pogba's top five.
I think
Pogba's top
Kimmich.
five.
Nah, because
I-
Pogba hasn't been.
Kimmich is a
like,
right back.
Pogba,
Fuck that. He's a right back.
I swear
Fuck it.
He's
Pogba
moving
was
to right
injured the whole of last year. Pogba was
Sorry?
injured the whole of last year.
He was, yeah, he was,
And
yeah.
he was injured for a big time this year too. And probably the year
This
before last
season,
year.
no,
as
this season he
well.
wasn't. This season he had COVID at the beginning of the season. That's why he wasn't playing.
all right, but we're
But,
running
like,
out of time.
since
Run out of time.
Christmas-
We're leaving it as Kimmich / Pogba, and McCann is putting
No,
Pogba because
Kimmich is
Instead
a
of
right
Kimmich
back.
and Pogba,
Fuck that.
put
Kimmich
Gundogan.
is
He's
a
putting-
right back.
he's putting Kimmich as a right back.
Gundogan's
So
better.
his one's changed. But we'll leave it at that. We'll move on. We'll go wingers and striker because we're running out of time, and I don't want to go overboard.
Nah, I'm actually
So-
fuming. What the hell? No, sorry, we can't know. Pogba's not top five for any of you guys. Just say
I
it's
said
a yes
he
or no.
is.
No,
said
I
he
don't
is,
know,
but-
bro.
Tony,
But listen,
it depends.
No.
CD
It
and center
depends.
mid.
It depends
No,
if you
I mean,
put Kimmich.
no condition. Top five, yes or no, Pogba? Yes or no?
Top
Just
five
listen.
center mid, yeah.
Okay, Tony.
I don't know.
Top five center mid.
No, you
Probably
can't-
He
not center
obviously
mid.
can't-
is sick, bro. I really like Pogba too, but I think there's five
He's
better.
not a top five. He's a top five center mid for sure. For sure.
Saying just
Yeah, but
center
a
mid.
top five
He's not saying
midfielder?
midfielder. He's not saying midfield. He's saying centre mid. He's changing the question.
What other midfielders
Yeah.
are? Okay.
Like,
Because
I
you
put
had
Conte
midfielders
there.
add Casemiro in there too.
Actually, I put Cruz. He's better than Cruz. Pogba's better than Cruz.
Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
Thank you. He is.
Pogba's the top five.
Allow it.
Pogba's
Actually,
better than Cruz.
Oh,
Look, listen.
man.
Pogba may have been more complete, but Pogba doesn't perform as consistently
not
as
as
Cruz.
consistent.
Yes, we're
That's
talking
true,
about
but
who
he's
has
better.
performed as the thing. He's a better player in terms of talent, everything. Yes, but you can't say that in terms of what they have achieved and what they've been doing for
And
consistent
consistency,
basis.
bro.
Consistency basis, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you ask
That's,
me my
that's the only
opinion,
reason why I don't
if you
put
ask,
Pogba
if you ask my
there.
opinion, does Pogba walk into every team? Yes, I agree. He walks into every team. But you're talking
He's
about
a
what
lot
we've
good
seen.
Not into Madrid either.
Nah, he walks into City as well. You're
He hasn't
telling
seen
me-
him
He's not
Shut up,
benching
man.
Gundogan.
Bro,
He's not benching Gundogan.
He will
He
bench
doesn't
good
play
boy
over
with
Yes,
Modric,
swiftness.
Kroos,
Are you
Casemiro.
crazy?
You even bench De Bruyne. Yeah, I said it.
No. He
No.
won't bench KDB. He won't bench.
Man, say you won't bench
They'll pay-
Gundogan, bro. Now you're gas.
I said
We're gonna have
Gundogan,
one
fam.
good season.
What?
We're gonna have one good
Still
season.
bench Gundogan.
Bro, I think I asked you last year.
Gundogan is Pep's
I
son.
asked you
You
last
guys
year.
don't
You
know
wanted
this.
to sell him.
Pep-
You wanted to sell
Gundogan
Gundogan
is
last
Pep's
year.
son.
Cause
Huh?
if
That's his
no.
son.
Pep
He's
if
never
Pep
gonna
had the
bench him.
chance to get Pogba, he would sell Gundogan with a swiftness.
Yeah.
Bro, that's his
With
son.
a swiftness.
Gundogan
Bye,
has started
bye,
every
son.
CL game.
You have to say bye to your children one day.
Every CL game in
Bye-bye.
like the last 2 years. Like he doesn't get benched.
All
But
right, but we've run out of time, so you know what? We're gonna leave the wingers and strikers for another time. So if you like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed our talk on the World Class players. Yeah. Cool.
Why you keep ghosting me?